there's the part of me being of service to people, right? And that's what I want to live my life for. But there was the part of living up to other people's expectations because they said that this is what I should be doing. Oh, you should be in your corporate job. You should be at this level by now. You should be making this money by now. But who is really saying that? Like, who's really daily calling me, hey man, are you at this level now? And how much money are you making? It's just like a conversation out in the world, right? That we fall into. And oh, I need to get a better car. Oh, I need to get a bigger house because now I make more money. And that intrinsic conversation that's around us.
Hello everybody, it's Suzanne. It's 4:30 on Tuesday. You know that means I'm live on Facebook. And today I am with my really good friend. I'm always with a good friend, but today I'm with my particularly good friend, Patricia Balderrama Garcia. And Patricia is joining us all the way from El Paso, Texas. So say hello to Patricia. Hello, Patricia. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. So
and it's
today
9:30 in the morning over here.
It's night. See, it's really, she's only just starting her day and she's taking time out of her day to be with us. And we're talking today about living life authentically. So go ahead. We just have conversations here on Suzanne Paul's feed. What do you want to say about living life authentically, Patricia?
So it's very interesting, right? So I've been in an inquiry around the things that I've been committed to. And I think you and I had a conversation about that earlier in one of our many groups that we belong to. And it's interesting that I tend to say yes to things that I'm not even sure that I'm saying yes to. I tend to sign up for programs that I'm not even like 100% sure what they are or what my commitment level is. And I say yes because it's the next thing to do. And then I find that I'm not very successful when I'm doing something that I really don't want to, but I finish it because I said I was going to, but I wasn't mindful of what I was committing to.
See, that's so interesting, right, Patricia, that you say that, because I love what you're saying about the kind of the automacy, the automative, that it's like the automatic nature of just saying yes because it's the next thing, and not really being like thinking about, is this really what I want? And that's what I can hear in, and when we actually look at what is it that I'm up to, what is it that I want, is this thing that is available to me really going to support what I'm committed to and what I'm about? That's such an interesting, and it's such a powerful conversation, because it's really, and so for the benefit of everybody that's watching, Patricia and I have known each other for pretty much 2 years. And we know each other from, as Patricia intimated, like lots of different places and groups that we participate in. And yeah, say a little bit more. I really want to hear a bit more from you about like your, like, knowing what it is that you're committed to and what's going to serve your purpose and like how that is for you. So
that's a very interesting question, because based on some of the courses, that we've taken together, that it was an exploration on what do I really want? What am I really committed to? Because it just seemed like an automatic program, right? You go to high school, you do well, you go to college, then you get married, you get a house, you have kids, or maybe you don't have kids, and then you have dogs or cats or what have you, right? And then it's that, okay, so what's next? Is that where it all stops? And that's where I started inquiring, like, well, what am I here for? Like, what am I committed to? Like, what's the whole point of anything that I'm doing? I'm just doing. I'm a doing machine. I've been programmed to do this, do that, next thing. And my original degree is in psychology, and I worked at a psychiatric hospital for a couple of years.
Wow.
And I really wanted to help people. And then because it was such a young age at that time, I thought, oh, well, I'm only getting paid this much. But if I go into a corporate job, I get paid more. Forget the helping people. Let's make more money. Woo! So then I went into corporate America, and then I got an MBA, and that's where I stayed. But inside there was still this calling of something that I want to do. Like there's a higher purpose. It just took me a while to figure that out. And then that's how I saw that pattern of just saying yes to things based on the things that I'm told I should be doing, not really being introspective on what I really want for myself and what my authenticity would shine through in, which is the helping people part, which I've started to pursue more so now than ever before. I'm very clear that that's what I want to do.
And so, so in service of what it is that you're doing now in terms of the helping people, tell us a bit more about how you're helping people, how they can get in touch with you, because I know that people in my Facebook feed, they like to reach out to the people that I meet with. So we're going to tag you and tag anything, so let us know how they can find out more about you. Sure. And what it is that you do, like what.
So I really work with limiting thoughts, right? And our limiting thoughts and what drives those thoughts. One of the courses that I currently have, which is called the Thrive Sessions, we look at a goal. First of all, we determine whether your goal is aligned with your core values. That's one thing we forget, right? We could have this value and be pursuing this goal, and then all of a sudden a life situation comes up that's not aligned anymore with that goal. So when do we ever like step back and say, ooh, all these things that I'm pursuing, are they still aligned with what I want for my life or what my core values are? Because they can change, right? So it's looking at that. And then once you have your goal, when you look at it, so it's like a process of writing daily in a journal. When you look at it, what limiting thought comes up? Oh, that's never going to happen. Oh, I can't do that. Oh, I'm not good enough. Those kinds of wonderful thoughts that come up. And then determining where they come from and why is it that that's happening? And when was the first time that you set out to achieve a goal and you got that thought? What is being triggered by that? And then just working through that particular piece of it and writing it down, like the originating incident per se. So that's what I'm doing from like a daily living perspective, right? Because this is what we deal with on a daily basis. And for me, that's healing. Because really all those conversations that tell us that we're not good enough or that we can't do it, or, oh my God, I'm such a loser, or whatever the conversation is in your head comes from somewhere. It comes from some incident that can be healed for you to disappear that conversation and be more powerful in what you want to achieve. So that's what I do with that course.
Okay, great. And so how can people find out about the course? Like, do you have a Facebook group, or like what's the best way for anybody that's watching today to find out more about your Thrive courses?
It's my website, www.thrivingandaliving. I invented a new word, probably in my head, I invented a new word, aliving, ALIVEING. So you're aliving, anyway.com.
Okay, great. So, and you'll be able to find the link to thrivingandaliving.com in the comments down underneath this video. So don't worry about that. And do you have a Facebook group or anything like that?
No, not yet.
All right. Okay, cool. So thrivingandaliving.com. We'll put the link in the comments below. But I'm just curious, because one of the things that you said is that your course, in your Thrive course, you really have people get aligned with what their core values are and then establish like what they're committed to based on their core values. And it sounds like that's a process that you've gone through for yourself in terms of, you have, like, you went to the court, you were a psychologist, like, and then you were like, oh, sod that, I'm gonna go and like be in the corporate life and earn like mega bucks. And now you've kind of come back and are creating courses that support people. And I wondered, like, was that a process that you went through for yourself in terms of aligning your core values and then looking at your purpose? Or like, tell us more about that.
Yeah. So it's been a long process, right? To just really understand what I'm living my life for, if I'm living it for everybody else or if I'm living it for me. And let me clarify on the everybody else.
So that goes back to what we were talking about before in terms of establishing what your commitments are and then being able to say no. So carry on, sorry.
Yeah. So there's the part of me being of service to people, right? And that's what I want to live my life for. But there was the part of living up to other people's expectations because they said that this is what I should be doing. Oh, you should be in your corporate job. You should be at this level by now. You should be making this money by now. But who is really saying that? Like, who's really daily calling me, hey man, are you at this level now? And how much money are you making? It's just like a conversation out in the world, right? That we fall into. And oh, I need to get a better car. Oh, I need to get a bigger house because now I make more money. And that intrinsic conversation that's around us, at least where I am, right? That's the general conversation.
Yeah, I don't think it's peculiar to just El Paso, by the way.
No, I don't think so either.
I mean, I understand American society is a little bit more like that than other countries in the world, but yeah. You know, we all have it. Like we call it in the UK keeping up with the Joneses.
Yeah, it's the same thing here. Yeah, it's the same thing here, and it's kind of snapping out of it, like waking up. Oh, this is what I've been doing. Like, have I really been pursuing this for me, or just so that everybody else says, "Oh, look at her," kind of thing. So it's that kind of assessment, right? Like, what's really driving me? Is it my ego? So that people can say, "Ooh, this is great," or is it really like a passion that I have for service, which I found that's what I have. And it was looking at that, right? Like, my core values, are they aligned now? Do I want to just make money, or do I want to make a difference?
Okay, and I think what's interesting is that actually with your courses, it's like you're making money and making a difference.
Yes.
And you see, that's what's interesting, is like when we actually start to align on what it is that we want in terms of making a difference, and we start to honor that and respect that and move in that direction, then you find it is actually possible to make a good living, not even just a living, but a good living, like following your purpose and making a difference. Because we kind of have it like, oh, that's got to be all altruistic and I've got to give up any notion of being wealthy. Not at all. In fact, in a lot of ways, it becomes easier because you start to attract that kind of wealth into your life, and it's like more fun. I mean, for me, like delivering value to people in the way that I do, you know, empowering women to enjoy, like to dominate, like to own all their spaces from the bedroom to the boardroom and beyond. Like, well, if people want to pay me for that, I'm like, great, come on. And I do ask them to pay me for that, but it's more like, there's just a juiciness in actually delivering that value as well. Like, it's how I want to spend my time. And I think that's what I can hear. It's like, yeah. And yeah, that's great. Now, just noticing the time, it is 4:42. And as you know, on Suzanne Paul's timeline, we honor the time. So we're going to come to an end for today. But I just want to press pause on the conversation, Patricia, and know that when we come back on Friday, we're going to be speaking, everybody, more about living life authentically and really identifying what it is that you're committed to, like what that with Patricia, what that process is that we go through in terms of identifying what it is that we're committed to, and then finding the courage to say, that's for me, that's not for me, because that is powerful. And we've been alluding to that, and we're going to go a little bit deeper into that on Friday, everybody, okay? But you're going to have to wait until Friday. Okay, so we will see you on Friday. It might not be live on Friday because it's at 11:30 in the UK, which is a little bit early for Patricia. So I will be uploading a video recording, but we'll see you on Friday, everyone. Okay, bye.
Have a great day.